Espresso with Vinny. I am David, and this is Vinny, of course. So, buongiorno, and it is podcast 19 rolling along. So, today we're going to talk about the famous, and I've never done it, I'm surprised I never did a podcast on this, is the German Shepherd. Deutschland, yeah, we're going to talk about the German Shepherd. So early in the 1900s, there was a man named Max von Stephanitz, and he was fairly wealthy, from a family well known, and more towards the north of Germany, he ventured out, always working with herding dogs. And Max von Stephanitz worked with the herding dogs, and he was fascinated with them. And under pressure, his family says, join the military. So he joined the military, and they worked a lot with the sheep herding dogs. Well, Max quickly saw that the ranch lifestyle was going away in Germany, even in the early 1900s. So what happened was he got in the military involved, got out and started investigating breeding techniques for different sheep dogs. So a shepherd dog in general, which was just a very active cattle raising dog. Max von Stephanitz ventured out to one of the world's largest breeding shows in northern Germany. And when he was there with a colleague of his, a friend, they looked at some different breeds. In 1899, Max went to a show and he met a man named Hector Linkage. And this gentleman had a beautiful dog that just blew his mind. He looked at it and he says, what is that? He said, like a wolf? What kind of dog is this? This herding dog is so intelligent, wanting to work hard. Gave him 200 gold marks for it, which was a lot of money in 1899. And he took that breed as his first basis of what he wanted. It was a very lean, fast herding animal. So this dog show was in Thuringia in northern Germany, and this dog was beautiful. So once he purchased the dog, he took the dog south to Bavaria, which is the southern part of Germany, to Gotha. So he went to Bavaria south to the town of Gotha and decided to mix that northern breed, the Thuringian breed, with the southern one, because the southern one of the herding was a little heavier in bones, stockier. He wanted to get a blend between the two, this kind of medium to large size dog that could still jump and move quickly, but yet had a strong bite. And he was fascinated. It was something that inspired him also to work with the military, to work with police, not just herding. So he continued with this breed and developed the German Shepherd Club of Germany. And so once he created that blend, the first dog that was considered a German Shepherd purebred was named Horand. And then he had the attention of everyone around the world. Well, you had World War I breaking out, and at that point, the German Shepherd Club of America quickly became the Shepherd Club of America. The British went from the German Shepherd Club to the Alsatian Club. Everyone renamed it quickly, but the breed remained strong. Everybody loved this breed. So that is the history of the German Shepherd. It's believed that a lot of its ancestry did come from the bronze wolf, which is extinct in Europe today. And now we're using it for a mix of use. Here's the thing. German Shepherd breeding has been so backyard bred. In the United States, it's very difficult to get a quality German Shepherd unless you really know what you're doing and talking to the right breeders. You get what we call family dog, but it has some traits. You see a lot of nervous dogs because of the inbreeding. They don't keep genetic lists. Even if it's the AKC, guys, all that means is you registered your dog. It's like I had a child and I registered them. It doesn't mean their genetics are going to be good to be the, next Albert Einstein or, the next Da Vinci. Come on. It's just registration. That's all it is at the AKC. So purebred doesn't mean quality and characteristics. You could, just because you come from a certain ethnicity doesn't mean, and they have some of the best engineers, which they did out for a long time in Germany, doesn't mean your kid's going to be a good engineer. So realize that the breeding programs have drastically broken down. Unfortunately, Germans took advantage of their name and they started breeding and breeding and breeding and selling, saying, yeah, it's German, it's German, it's good to get certification. Yeah, it's good. And it really wasn't good breeding. They were taking all the ones that they normally would have euthanized or gone off to families as only a family breed, and they would have neutered and spayed them to sell them to Americans for a prime price because it came from the top bloodline. But again, doesn't mean that you were getting a quality dog, because the Schützen training was developed in Germany quickly, which you can look at that up and get a Schützen book to show you the proper puppy ways to raise a lot of these German breeds, the Rottweilers, the Dobermans, the giant Schnauzers, and the German Shepherds. So the stages of it. So they had like Schützen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So as those climbed up, it went to different levels of advanced training, from tracking to bite work, search and rescue. So all that has to do with the Schützen level training. It was a very strong format, and it still works well in many ways today. Even though some of it was very Pavlovian in some of the techniques, there's still a lot there that is a lot of good information. I don't want to degrade it where it's just simply Pavlovian techniques, but it is a very good breed. Now, if you're looking to get a good quality one, again, you have to find someone who has the right hip x-rays. You have to find ones that don't have the sicknesses and the diseases that could possibly go with it, because way too much inbreeding has been done over these years. Now, you can get them better sometimes from Eastern Europe, believe it or not, because Eastern Europe was behind, the Iron Curtain, right? A lot of the quality German Shepherds were in the military. So in Czech, even the Ukraine in the past, a lot of these countries along Eastern Europe, some in Hungary, did a fabulous job of maintaining the breed, very high quality. The Russians blended theirs and created one that would average weight about 125, 130 for the males. And that was more of a black and white shepherd. I've worked with a few. I don't know if I'll find some video work. Maybe I'll be able to show you. Formidable beast. The Russians did a really good job, just like they did with the Russian Terrier blend that I told you about with the giant Schnauzer mixed with the Rottweiler. But if you see black and tans, or some of the more black with a little bit of tan, some of those Czech Shepherds, they are tough, man. I'm telling you, they maintain the breed. They're going to have very high energy levels. They will not probably make a good family pet. Unfortunately, I've known some people that have a lot of money and they go buy them as a conversation piece to brag about them, and they think that dog is going to be a good family dog. You want to find one that's kind of in between, that's still going to protect the family, because that seems to be still popular. They want to find dogs that can protect the family, but if you want one that's not going to make you completely insane for the first 2 years, you're going to want to find one that's a better balanced personality and characteristics, and you're going to have to talk to a breeder that's honest and really works for that. So sometimes the best thing to do is talk to people that do specialize in importing them from Eastern Europe. Sometimes you can get them in Germany still. Sometimes you can get them in the United States. But these breeding programs become very, very, very inclusive. They have a King's German Shepherd that a lot of our federal police use. It's unbelievable, powerful, intense, but by no means a family dog. And this is not the dog, again, that you're going to just hang out with anybody with to walk down the street. You have to be one serious, tough person, physically and mentally, to be able to handle that dog safely. So German Shepherd breed, highly recommend it. Just you have to talk to someone and say, which one of the litter is the more balanced temperament? That's the key to this, okay? So here's my guest. Okay. This is Draco I'm bringing you. He's a client. And so Draco came to me. He was a rescue. You can turn around a little bit. Yeah. So Draco was a rescue, and he had some biting issues, insecurities, a lot of like hypertension, breathing fast all the time. And as I said in my previous podcast, if you look at number 18, I talked about 2 principles of what makes a stable dog that most people neglect, especially today's marshmallow society in the West. And that is, you don't give the dog a job, okay, and a strict job, say it once and make it happen. And then the other thing that you don't do is you don't show the dog leadership. Everything's a gentle pull, and you baby the dog. And even though he loves me, Draco comes by and visits me once in a while because the owner travels a lot. He's an architect. And so he'll drop him off, and I'll work with him for like a week and give him tune-ups. And this dog is quite capable of walking by dogs and not lunging and barking, wanting to kill everything. But when I first got him, full-blown attacks. He'd try to kill dogs. He'd try to go after my dogs, go after that. And when I first met him, the first day, the minute I touched the leash, I was warned he was going to go for my arm, and he did. He went for my arm. He wanted to take me down because he didn't like being told what to do. But again, this is all lack of training. You have to know how to handle these. Go get a Schützen book. Read about the history of these type of German breeds. They require a strong, firm handler. But of course, today everybody says no. They read right over it. Nobody likes to read. Get to the point. My suggestion is that my suggestion is you start seeing how big Draco is. You guys got to get off this garbage diet. I've brought it up many times. Okay, the FDA has you eating a chemical bomb, and it's kind of counterproductive because you're putting garbage in you, throwing your hormones off. So I can't tell you how many people I meet 35 and over that are on psychiatric drugs, and that's not solving the problem. Let's not be lazy. Let's go for where the problem is. Doctors, unless they're holistic doctors, there's a few good ones out there, but most of them aren't. It's all feeding the pharmaceutical. You need to get off garbage food. Okay. Me as a trainer, some of my other buddies like Vladi out there, good friend of mine, this So That You Didn't Train Dogs. We see it. I've seen it since I was a kid. The difference in the cognitive thinking and the speed of people and how they think. You cannot eat chemical bomb food, throw your hormones off all your life, and then be quick with hand-eye coordination. You will have low testosterone levels, gentlemen. Go out and eat bison, eat venison, get off the garbage processed meats, unless you know it came directly from the farmer, pure organic, okay? You've got to get off, you got to be careful of the breads. You got to be careful of all this because everything with a pesticide. Get healthy, because I'm telling you, if you want to own these breeds over here, I'm telling you, you've got to get yourself healthy, mentally healthy. You've got to have healthy hormone levels. You can't be crying and emotional. When I first got into dog training, I'll tell you, it was way back in the day, and bless their souls, they passed away now. Two German ladies, Heidi and Hildegard. Yeah, true story. They bred horses as well. And when I first met them, they said they had dog training classes, didn't just do breeding. They quit the dog training. Why did they quit the dog training? Even back then, decades ago, they quit dog training because they said, David, the Americans, they cry. We box them and they're crying, and we can't take it. We tell them to pull the leash, and we tell them to move the dog, and they cry. We can't do this anymore. So they just got into just selling. Okay. But we've got to get away from that, guys. Stop making excuses. You can't blame your parents when you're 30 and 40 and 50 years old. Okay. Grow up. Take action. Get off garbage food. I have a saying I tell all my friends. If God didn't make it, don't eat it. Got it? Capiche? Eat healthy. And you want to know what my diet is and why I can lift so much in weight? And as I go older, I'm still stronger than I was when I was 20. Eat a lot of bison. Eat a lot of organic broccoli. And this is how I stay healthy. Okay? So, till next time, I hope you enjoyed your time. Here, Draco, you got to say goodbye to these kids. Okay. Yes, Draco. So, Draco's very affectionate. Yes. He loves me. Yeah, say hello, Draco. So he's a big baby with me, and I'm glad that I rehabilitated him and the owner is enjoying him. Okay, love you all. That's the history of the German Shepherd. Until next time. Arrivederci. Let's say auf Wiedersehen. Yeah? Okay. Vinny, show's over. Say goodbye. Say bye-bye. Yeah.